All right, so welcome everybody on this Wednesday morning, this smoky Wednesday morning here in BC, or at least the Lower Mainland. Um, Thank you for giving me a little piece of your time to discuss the new Mapeheat floor system. Basically, I'm going to be giving you an overview of the products that are available in our Mapeheat line and some of the benefits and and features of the product line. Towards the end, we can have some chat questions or some open questions via um, the microphones, and we'll continue on. Anyways, a little bit about myself. My name is Anthony Petrunia. I am a sales representative for Mapeheat. My region here is the local Lower Mainland, from basically Whistler to Hope. I've been with Mapeheat. It's going to be coming on 4 years now in December. Previous to that, I've actually been in the industry since about 2003, 2002. I started installing laminate flooring and moved on to becoming my own self-employed contractor for about 13 years before I became a sales rep with Mapeheat. Yeah, so first and foremost, I'd like to thank the BCFCA for making this possible and for arranging the entire seminar system here. Hopefully everybody gets some good information here and we can all learn something. Anyways, moving on here. So, Mapeheat. So the Mapeheat mat systems and membrane systems are easy to install electric floor heating systems that combine installation versatility with advanced new technology. The first section we're going to go through is going to highlight the Mapeheat mat, which is basically, it's pre-built like an electric blanket. The mat has electric floor heating fabric that brings heat to tile and stone, laminate, engineered wood floors, and luxury vinyl tiles. Again, those are only going to be floor coverings that qualify where the manufacturer does recommend it over top of electric heating. That's always going to be a prerequisite going forward. It's a cost-effective heating solution. It's inexpensive to install, does not require ductwork or any additional equipment to operate. So it comes in two types. So basically standard size mats and custom size mats. So both the standard size mat and custom made version of Mapeheat mat offer entirely maintenance-free heating with no cold spots because it comes pre-wired, so you do not have to worry about wiring the heat wire in a way that you're going to be creating cold spots within your floor installation. It's completely even and it's done at the manufacturing facility. So just a few more notes. It's very compact and low profile for minimum floor buildup. Even heat distribution, as I said before. And the other thing about it is it's available in 70 standard sizes. And customized sizing is available through our product support, which you can send emails to, or you can contact local representatives in your area to either walk you through on how to create a custom mat or get the custom mat measurements. And basically what happens is you get accurate measurements from a floor plan or directly from the job site, and you label out any obstructions or any penetrations coming through the floor, such as floor vent heating, existing floor vent heating, because sometimes people are just adding this on as renovations, and there is duct heating involved. For instance, in my own home, we added in-floor heating in our master ensuite. We already had forced air heating, so there was a duct there. So that's important not to cover it up with when you're measuring the custom mats, because then you would cause other issues. So basically, you ensure if it's appropriate for the space, and then you get the measurements of the space. Point out any toilet flanges, point out any cabinetry, point out any air ducts coming through, and then you send it to our customer service. And what happens is we send it off and get it written up in a CAD profile, and then it's sent back to you for your own approval. So once you get the drawing back, you look at it, double check the measurements, make sure everything's good, you get approval, and then the PO starts from there. And once it's approved, it usually takes 2 to 3 business days for the mat to be made, and then it gets shipped. So depending on where you are in the country or in the region, will depend on how fast it gets to you. So suitable substrates. So this can be used under ceramic, natural stone, tile, laminate flooring, and the other floor coverings that I mentioned. But the important part is also, what are you installing this heating onto? So some of the suitable substrates are going to be cement mortar beds and leveling coats, which Mapeheat has a wide variety of those as well for any type of floor prep that you're going to need to be doing beforehand. Cement backer units or CBUs, industry approved exterior grade plywood, OSB with sturdy eye floor with exposure 1 OSB. Then that's obviously for interior dry areas only. These are an interior product in general anyways, so that's never going to be something that you come across. If you're ever looking to heat an exterior space, you're going to have to go with an exterior rated product. This is interior intermittent wet areas only for this product. Existing well bonded ceramic tile and dimensionally stable natural stone. So again, these do require extra steps for prep when you're considering going over top of existing ceramic tile or existing vinyl. So again, patch products, special primers and cleaning are required before attaching any of our heating systems to these types of subfloors. And existing cement terrazzo floors, which will also need some form of prep work. Generally, the prep work is going to involve a very thorough cleaning or a scouring or a scuffing or even a light grinding, and then using an appropriate primer or a patch compound and then a leveling compound. And then you can install the mat over top of those existing substrates. So as far as the mat installation goes, it's very, very simple. You spread a polymer modified mortar onto the substrate that's been either prepped or an approved substrate. We also have multiple lines of polymer modified mortars. You can use any one of our polymer modified mortars to install the mat down onto the floor. You place the Mapeheat mat down into the fresh thin set, and then secure the floor sensing probe between the heating wires. And then you can apply the tile mortar and install flooring per manufacturer's instructions. When you're going to be installing like a hardwood floor or a luxury vinyl floor, things like that, there needs to be an additional prep step, which is it requires a 1/4 inch of self-leveling underlayment over top of the wires. So what that does is it ensures even distribution of the heat and helps prevent hot spots from affecting the floor in an uneven manner. There are some limitations. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it's for interior installations only. It's not for submerged applications. So in that instance, it's not going to be for fountains. It's not going to be for pools or for floors subject to standing water. So they need to be properly sloped. Do not use pre-mixed products to set tile over Mapeheat. Always use polymer modified mortar that is going to require either mixing with water or mixing with a polymer latex. And do not use on bituminous substrates. Do not use over substrates containing asbestos, plank wood flooring, press wood, particle board, chipboard, pressure or oil treated plywood, self-stick tile, laminate, metal, fiberglass, or other similar dimensionally unstable materials. Another thing to note is when you're installing a moisture sensitive stone over any of these products, it's important not to use a water additive material. So you're going to want to use a reactive type of mortar, so like an epoxy mortar, so to speak. Also at the bottom there, you see it says do not use with solid hardwood flooring. The other thing is don't go over existing cracks that are 1/8 of an inch or wider. So sorry, 1 second here. Just some other facts. It's readily available in more than 70 standard off-the-shelf square and rectangle sizes. Custom-made mats are made in about 3 days. Custom fit your rooms with curves and angles. Heat shower floors, shower benches, and steam rooms. This product is available in 120 volt and 240 volt, as you can see in the picture that I have on the screen there. To the left is the options for the 120 volt mats, and the red highlighted area there on the right is the 240 volt mat sizes that are standard, available off the shelf. And the other thing that that comes with these products is a 25-year product warranty right out of the box when it's installed by a certified a Mapeheat, nVent, or Mapeheat certified pro installer. Again, with these products, you are getting the market experience and time and knowledge of Mapeheat, but with under the Mapeheat umbrella of products. So now you have a full system all the way from the floor prep through to the grout. Move along here. So I mentioned this earlier, providing accurate drawings, including full on-site perimeter dimensions, any obstructions, any empty cabinets or any vents. Submit the drawing to Mapeheat customer care or at the Mapeheat Canada at mapeheat.com for customers that are going to be involved in the BCFCA here. And then our quote will be provided, and once you confirm, then the mat will go into production, and it usually will take 2 to 3 days to be made. That's just for the custom mats. All the other standard mats are going to be stocked well in all of our distribution locations. So moving on, we've got Mapeheat membrane. So this is, we had the membrane before, and now we've got the Mapeheat cable that actually goes into the membrane. So the Mapeheat membrane is an underlayment that can be installed over the entire subfloor for uncoupling, crack isolation, waterproofing, and floor heating purposes. It can eliminate the need for a second layer of plywood or concrete backer board in most tile installations. So unlike the Mapeheat mat, this adds structural strength. And so you can go over top of, for instance, a 5/8 tongue and groove over 16 on centers without having to add an additional sheet of plywood or concrete backer unit. So that's where the uncoupling, crack isolating and waterproofing membranes come in handy. So you're not having to add another step. So the membrane pillars have been designed to embed Mapeheat cable for an easy installation method and to guarantee even heat distribution. So it provides crack isolation and waterproofing, as mentioned before, replaces plywood on concrete backer board for tile setting. The other thing about this membrane is it has an extra heavy Robinson rating. So the Robinson test is basically, if you don't know about that, an entire assembly is placed on a board and a metal wheel turns on the board and a weight is applied, and the amount of rotations that it takes to make the assembly fail will base the rating. And so extra heavy is the highest rating that can be given in the Robertson floor test, and that's what this product obtained. So it's got flexible heat output, 10, 12, or 15 watt per square foot. Now that's based on cable spacing, which I'll go through a little bit more in depth later on. The other thing that you're going to benefit from with the Mapeheat products is a residential system lifetime warranty. So that is going to be when you have a Mape product all the way from the bottom to the top. So if you're using Mape Leveler, you're using Mape Thin Set, you're using Mapeheat, and you're using Mape Grouts, like an Ultracolor Plus FA or our Carapoxy CQ Grouts, you're going to have a residential system lifetime warranty. So it helps prevent transmission of in-plane cracks. In-plane means when the substrate is pulling away from each other and contracting and expanding away from each other, of up to 1/8 of an inch. So it's got anti-fracture capabilities up to 1/8 of an inch. So any out-of-plane movement basically means when the substrate settles or curls or any up or down movement. In that case, there's no product available on the market that will stop that from affecting the tile installation. You're dealing with bigger issues at that point. It's recommended for use with polymer modified mortars below and on top. In the past, there have been other membranes where non-modified have been required, and this eliminates the need to bring two different types of mortars to a job site. So you can just bring one mortar and you can install the membrane with that mortar and then install the tile with that mortar. It's got minimal roll memory for faster installation. So that's when talking about the larger rolls. It also does come in sheets, which are 9 square feet each. And those have been proven to be, a installer favorite. It can be a lot easier to work with when you're dealing with smaller bathrooms or going through hallways and having to make tedious cuts around cabinets and other obstacles. So again, it's a thin profile. It's not as thin as the mat. The Mapeheat mat is the thinnest profile electric heat membrane available. This is a little less than 1/4 of an inch, but what that also does, it does give you the ability to not have to use a second layer of plywood or the concrete backer unit. And it can be used as a vapor management system as well when you use the seam tape, and it'll have a moisture resistance of up to 25 pounds MVER and 100% RH. The other thing about this product is it does not support mold growth. So if you do have a high moisture slab or problems with MVER and RH, and you place this on top, the Mapeheat membrane itself will not add to any mold problems that may arise or already existed. Suitable substrates, they're going to be very similar to the mat. I will go over them again. So cured or young concrete, so this is where it differs slightly. So when used over green concrete, so that's anything that's been cured for 7 days and on, normally installations are generally need to wait 28 days before you can start installing tile or any type of adhesive. With this product used as a vapor management system, you can go over top of green concrete that's 7 days old. So again, that helps fast track certain jobs when it is required. Cement mortar beds and leveling coats, cement backer units, industry approved exterior grade plywood, exposure 1 OSB, existing well bonded ceramic tile, dimensionally stable natural stone, structurally sound vinyl floor without any foam undercushion mat, and existing cement terrazzo floors. Again, all the different types of preparation apply for these existing floorings, and it will require cleansing, thorough cleaning, and in some cases primers as well, and different patches. Product application. Now, this product is, it comes with a little bit of an advantage because it can be easily customized, and there doesn't need to be any job site measurements other than square footage when planning out an installation. So you can spread the polymer modified mortar onto the approved or prepped subfloor, and then you place the membrane fabric side down into fresh thin set. Use a 50-pound or heavier roller over the installed membrane to create 100% contact between the mat and the mortar and the subfloor. Here you see that the cable clips in easy into the membrane voids, and there's a number of different arrangements that can be used for optimal heating depending on what wattage you want and what voltage you're going to be using. The heating cable should be completely covered with mortar, with only the top of the membrane pillars showing. So the design of this membrane actually allows that cable to be below the tops of the pillars. And what that does is it helps aid in not having any nicks or scratches while you are doing your tile installation. So the cable actually sits slightly below the top of the membrane, and it's not peaking up above, making it susceptible to injury, so to speak. So I talked about the waterproofing tape. So this is Mapeheat ST. So sealing tape basically can be used on every single seam of the roll of the membrane. And what that does is it completely waterproofs it and turns it into a waterproofing membrane and a vapor management membrane. So that's an option if you're dealing with slabs with high moisture, or you're in a room that requires waterproofing as well and heat. It's basically a one-step process rather than having to waterproof and then add heating on top of waterproofing. So what we're going to look at here is the product application when you're using alternate floor coverings, such as sheet vinyl, luxury vinyl tile, engineered hardwood, vinyl plank, and even laminate. Basically, once you've got the heat membrane down as per the requirements and the cable is installed, you can use one of our self-leveling underlayments. Ultraplan Easy or NovaPlan Easy or NovaPlan 2 Plus are some of the names of the self-leveling underlayments that we recommend using over top. There's no primer necessary. You just mix the self-leveling underlayment according to its data sheet and installation instructions and pour directly onto the mat. There's one thing that you need to follow. It's basically 6 millimeters above the highest point in the membrane. So on top of the pillar, the leveling compound needs to be 1/4 inch deep. Next, you can allow the self-leveling to cure. Again, you're going to be looking at the data sheet on the curing requirements on the specific types of flooring you're installing. A lot of the times with moisture-sensitive floors, such as plank or hardwood flooring, you're going to need to wait anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. So the other thing to take into consideration and to always take into consideration is the floor coverings recommendations themselves. If they don't recommend going over top of electric heat, then definitely you're going to have to look at different options as far as the floor covering goes if you're set with having the heat. Wait at least 72 hours after the flooring installation before reactivating the heat cable with a thermostat. So when you're activating the thermostat and initial setup, it's going to ask you a question about what type of flooring it is. And so you can set it right away to a laminate or a hardwood setting, and that'll basically stop, it'll cap the amount of heat output so that it doesn't shock the flooring as you're turning it on. Another thing to note is doing a step-by-step turn on of the heat by going up in 5-degree increments from where it's at to where it's the desired heat level is. Some of the limitations, again, they're for interior installation only. Do not use in pools or fountains. Do not use pre-mixed products to set tile over Mapeheat membrane. So pre-mixed products are mastics, things that don't need to be mixed. Do not use on bituminous substrates. Do not use over substrates containing asbestos, plank wood flooring, press wood, particle board, chipboard, pressure or oil treated plywood, lawn, masonite, self-stick tile, laminate, metal, fiberglass, or similar dimensionally unstable materials. And also do not use with solid hardwood. So the packaging and the technical properties on this product are as follows here. Comes in 2 different roll sizes, a 54 square foot roll and a 161 square foot roll. It also comes in the 9 square foot sheets, as I mentioned earlier. So for larger jobs where you've got large open rooms, the rolls might be the option that you want to go with. Even in that case, sometimes installers prefer the sheets. But either way, you're going to be able to cover the entire square footage of the space and lay in the cable, creating a nice even heated surface. We're going to touch on actually one more thing. A couple of the fast facts on the Mapeheat membrane is it does provide crack isolation and waterproofing, replaces plywood and cement board, and accepts the use of polymer modified mortars. So Mapeheat thermostats, we've got Thermo Connect, Thermo Touch, and Thermo Basic. So let's run through these and we can give you an idea of some of the product features. So the Basic is a non-programmable floor heating thermostat. It's basically you set it to the temperature that it's going to be at, and that's where it stays. You have to manually change it. It's got dual voltage capability, so it can be used with our 120 volt and our 240 volt systems. Built-in GFCI, suitable for. It does also have the option to use for laminate engineered wood and luxury vinyl plank tiles. This one has the manufacturer's limited 3-year warranty. Actually, in fact, all of our thermostats have that limited 3-year warranty. The Mapeheat Thermal Touch. So the Thermal Touch is a programmable floor heating thermostat. The screen is a 3.5-inch or 9-centimeter color touch screen. It's got an energy usage monitor, so you can keep track about how much energy you're actually using. And it also has 7-day programmability. So it's got the ability to adjust depending on your habits, what time you wake up, what you're doing on the weekend, or if you're away certain days of the week. You can set it so that it only heats when you need. So it helps you be even more energy efficient in your household. Again, it's got the laminate engineered wood setting as you're setting it up, so that it limits the top end of the heating abilities. It's also available in our 120 volt and our 240 volt and has a built-in GFCI. And the piece de resistance, the Thermal Connect. So it's programmable and it also has Wi-Fi. Basically, it's Wi-Fi enabled, so you can connect to it through your phone, so you don't ever have to touch the screen if you don't want to, or you can turn your system off while you're away from the home. You can turn it on as you're arriving, so that the flooring that you're about to go step foot on is nice and warm and ready for you. Works with popular home assistants and home automation systems. So it can be integrated in with Nest, Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, and Control 4 and others. Again, it's got a 3.5-inch color touchscreen. Displays current and forecasted weather information, energy use monitor, just like the Thermal Touch, and 7-day programmability. Again, it's available for both of our 120 and 240 volt systems with a built-in GFCI and a manufacturer's warranty of 3 years. So this is our future-proof thermostat. So it's going to be able to keep up with any of the updates that all of these home automation systems have moving forward. So packaging and technical properties, there's not much to go on over that. You order the Thermal Basic or the Thermal Touch or the Thermal Connect, and that is what you get. So I'm going to go ahead and open up for questions. Let me just minimize this. Go back to the Zoom. Sorry, it's not. Tom, I'm not able to bring the full screen mode back with all the options on this Zoom platform here.
Would you like to stop sharing?
I've got a video, a short video that I would like to share. So, and it basically is just an overview again. And what I'll do is I'll just bring it over into this screen, and let me know if the audio works. So this is our website, and on our website you've got products and solutions, and then a Mapeheat floor heating system section. So it's got its own section. All the data sheets are available on each of the products right here, and you can click through and download each data sheet. The other thing that you can do is click on the product catalogs, which I have available in the chat for download, but these are also all available here. There's also a video right here that I would like to share if we have time. What do we got? Another 15 minutes or so?
We're doing pretty good.
Okay, so why don't I share this video? It's basically going to reiterate the things that I said, but just, in a little bit more of a fancy manner. Let me know if the sound's coming through.
Yes, I hear it.
Mapeheat now offers the most comprehensive array of radiant floor heating solutions on the market. Mapeheat's Mapeheat products. These innovative solutions include pre-wired mats, customizable membranes, cables, programmable thermostats, and a variety of accessories. Easy to install, versatile, and designed with advanced technology, Mapeheat products are suitable for use with tile and stone, laminates, engineered wood, luxury vinyl tile, and luxury vinyl plank floors. Let's look at some of the components of the systems. Mapeheat Mat is a pre-wired floor heating fabric that is designed for easy installation. It is available in 120 and 240 volts. Mapeheat Membrane is a lightweight uncoupling, crack isolation, and waterproofing membrane designed for radiant floor heating that also happens to provide vapor management and load support. Once the heating cable is locked flat within Mapeheat Membrane's patented rounded square reliefs, a polymer-modified tile mortar can be immediately applied. Mapeheat cable is a free-form twisted pair radiant floor heating cable designed for use in any residential interior room. Mapeheat cable is available in 33 lengths. Suitable for wet environments, including showers and steam rooms, Mapeheat cable is available in 120 and 240 volts, and it works under ceramic tile and stone, LVT, LVP, and engineered wood. Mape's Mapeheat product line features 3 different thermostat options: Mapeheat Thermal Basic, Mapeheat Thermal Touch, and Mapeheat Thermo Connect. Mapeheat Thermo Basic is a non-programmable thermostat that offers simple on-off capabilities. Mapeheat Thermo Touch is a 7-day programmable thermostat. Mapeheat Thermo Connect is designed for today's smart home. 7-day programmable and Wi-Fi enabled, this thermostat allows homeowners to program and control their Mapeheat floor system via a free smartphone app, either iOS or Android, or via any web browser. It also works with popular home assistants. No matter your desired level of technology or the size or shape of your room, there is a Mapeheat solution to heat your space from the floor up. Isn't it time to treat your feet to Mapeheat? For more information, visit us online at www.mapeheat.com.
All right. So yeah, that's a little overview of all the products that we just discussed. So I've got a couple questions here in the chat from Brad Scott here. So he says, if the heat in the home drastically drops, does the thermostat automatically program to come on early enough to have my floor set to the temperature at the time of day I program? So that, yeah, basically when you program it is when it's going to turn on. So, and when it turns on, it's going to reach that heat. And depending on the setting, right? So if you're using tile and stone and you have not put the limitation on for hardwood and for laminate, it's gonna heat up quicker. And the purpose of limiting it for the hardwood and for the vinyl and laminate floors is so that it doesn't shock the system. I hope that answers your question. Depending on how drastically, obviously, we're talking about here, if you're talking about -5 and you want it to be up to +25, it's going to take a lot more time. And depending on the type of flooring that you have, obviously, it's going to be affected differently. So the expectations of how it's going to heat up are going to depend on the limitations of where you're installing this and what type of product is on top. Another question here is, can it be installed over gypsum or gypcrete? The answer to that is yes, it can. That is also going to be a preparation issue. So gypsum and gypcrete need to be prepared differently than concrete. Most of the time, you're gonna need to prime it with some sort of a latex primer. In our case, we've got primer T that can be diluted, or primer L that can be diluted, and the gypsum or gypcrete can be primed initially, and then the Mapeheat can be installed on top of that. A couple more points that I wanted to talk about is when using these heat systems with alternate type of flooring like laminate or hardwood, you're not going to get quite as much of an effect as you would with a ceramic tile or a natural stone. Natural stone and ceramic tile are going to be the best for transferring the heat. As you know, or may not know, a hardwood flooring is actually an insulator. So it's not going to transfer the heat as quickly. It will eventually heat up, but the transfer of the heat is definitely the best when using a stone or a ceramic tile. Let me go ahead and. Is there any other questions?
Hello, Anthony. I have a question that was sent in the chat. Oh, I guess, yeah, you got to it in regard to the gypsum and the gypcrete. Okay, that is good.
So basically the main points to touch on is that with the Mapeheat systems, you can you can have a one-stop shop from a manufacturer that's going to give you a residential lifetime warranty with all of our prep materials, our heating mats, our thin sets, and our grouts, so that you can have a full system warranty when installing heat systems in your stone, ceramic, hardwood, and vinyl laminate engineered floors installations. So. I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like to go and find the data sheets on the website. So products and solutions, the Mapeheat flooring systems. Let's go to the Mapeheat mat. So once you're in the Mapeheat mat, it has a small description here. And then what you can do is go down to related documents, and then you've got the technical data sheet. And then you download it, select the language that you would prefer, and then download the sheet. And so all the technical information is available online for every single one of our products on at mapeheat.com. So this has all the standard size mats and all the limitations and all the description and surface preparation that was mentioned here within our presentation. So if you ever have any other questions, you can definitely reach out to one of your local Mapeheat reps, and we'd be happy to help you through any problems or any scenarios that you're looking for answers for. We have about 5 minutes left. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat, or if anybody wants to talk specifically, you can unmute. I guess Tom would be able to unmute them. Well, again, I'm super happy to be here, and I'd like to thank the BCFCA for putting this look and learn together. I know there was quite a bit of work that went into it, so we appreciate being able to come on here and use your platform to inform people about our new products. We appreciate it. That being said, that's all the information I have to share today. If there are no further questions, we can talk about the smoke in the sky, or we can move along.
Very good. I think we did. Our time frame is excellent. We just got a few more minutes.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it.
Okay, we'll close our session.
All right. Thank you so much, Tom.
You have a great week.
Everybody have a great day.